Hello, I'm Willie Meggs, State Attorney for the 2nd Judicial Circuit. You're watching this video because you have been charged with a misdemeanor. We created the misdemeanor diversion program so that you would not have a criminal record. Your conduct may not seem very serious to you. Matter of fact, it may even seem funny and appear to be funny to your friends. But your conduct could have long-range ramifications and impact your life for a long time to come. Let me tell you what could happen and what will happen if you don't successfully complete this misdemeanor diversion program. If you have been charged with a first-degree misdemeanor, you could face up to 12 months in the county jail and a fine of up to $1,000. A second-degree misdemeanor could land you in jail for 60 days or a fine of up to $500. The punishment can be quite severe, but not nearly as tough as the long-term effect of having a criminal record.
The fact is, what I did didn't seem like a big deal at all. I was caught using a fake ID. You know, everybody in college had a fake ID, or so I thought, but I got caught using it. Well, I paid my fine, which was really no big deal. Didn't spend any time in jail, spent just a couple hours at the courthouse. 3 years goes by and there's no problem. Business went on as usual. But then I graduated from college, and then the nightmare began. I had to start the job hunt. The problem was I had to check that little box, you know, the one that says, have you ever been convicted of a crime? I had to check it because I had been convicted of a misdemeanor. The thing is, when it comes to job interviews, there's a lot of people that don't have to check that. I had a better GPA than a lot of these people, but I had to check that little box. And so for several years, I went around trying to find a good job, one I really wanted. But there's so many people that don't have to check that, so therefore they get to jump ahead of you. Boy, that one little fake ID misdemeanor, boy, did it cost me several years of grief.
As I mentioned earlier, you're fortunate. Because you're a first-time offender, you have the opportunity to keep your record clean. If you do not make the same mistake again, you can be finished with this program in a short 3 months. The person you just saw did not have that opportunity. The misdemeanor diversion program was not available back then. The misdemeanor diversion program is a 4-step program which will be completed in 3 months.
You are on your way to finishing Step 1 by watching this tape. Step 2, you are required to spend 1 day, usually a Saturday, in the Sheriff's Work Program. This day will be set by you and is a day that will benefit the community. For example, cleaning up the highways. Third, you are required to pay a program fee. A portion of the money will be paid directly to Leon County Probation, which covers expenses pertaining to the work program. The balance will be paid to the Leon County Clerk's Office. Finally, you may only associate with law-abiding citizens and avoid being charged with any legal offense during the next 3 months. This includes a misdemeanor or a felony.
Failure to complete the 4 requirements will result in the charges being restored. In other words, completing 3 of the 4 requirements, you did not complete the program. Your charges will be restored, you will have to appear before the judge, and you will have a criminal record. We will now explain to you which crimes qualify for the misdemeanor diversion program.
My name is Suzanne Castellini, and I'm an Assistant State Attorney for the 2nd Judicial Circuit under William Meggs. In a few moments, I'm going to briefly describe to you each of the 11 charges in the misdemeanor diversion program and give you a brief synopsis of the elements for each of those crimes. Disorderly conduct. This is probably the most difficult one of all the 11 to describe, but basically it's when an individual has done something to outrage the public decency in the community and were arrested for it. This could include something such as fighting or encouraging people to fight. Disorderly intoxication. Disorderly intoxication is very similar to disorderly conduct, the only difference being that alcohol was involved. In disorderly intoxication, the individual was drinking and either endangered the safety or property of another or created some type of public disturbance while drinking. Littering. Littering is when you unlawfully throw away, discard such items as bottles, boxes, waste paper products, machinery, or wood in an area that they're not supposed to be placed. Loitering or prowling. Loitering prowling, also known as L&P, is when an individual is in an area at a time or in a manner that causes some sort of alarm for the persons or property in that vicinity. Such alarm can be caused by the person taking flight because of the law enforcement officer or by refusing to identify themselves to that law enforcement officer. Open container violation. Open container means that the individual is in possession of an alcoholic beverage within 500 feet of a retail establishment that is licensed to sell alcohol. Open house party. Open house party is a charge that goes to an adult who has control of a residence and allows a party to be given there. Such a party is attended by minors, and alcohol or drugs are either consumed or possessed on the grounds of that residence. Because the adult does not take any type of action to stop the possession or consumption of that alcoholic beverage or those drugs, they are then charged with open house party. Petty theft. Petty theft is when you knowingly deprive someone, either temporarily or permanently, of their property, and that property is valued at less than $300. Possession of alcohol by a person under 21. This charge defines itself. It simply means that someone under the age of 21 was in possession of alcohol or an alcoholic beverage. Possession of cannabis. Possession of cannabis less than 20 grams is a misdemeanor. Cannabis is also known as marijuana. Possession means that you're either in actual or constructive possession of this drug. Possession or use of drug paraphernalia. Possession of drug paraphernalia means that you have in your possession some type of drug paraphernalia used to ingest or inhale a controlled substance. Such items may include pipes, blunt objects, or roach clips. Unlawful use of a driver's license. Unlawful use of a driver's license is when you lend to another individual your license for them to display, or when you are the individual that displays a license that does not belong to you. You can also be charged with this if you knowingly show a law enforcement officer your license and that license is suspended or revoked.
There you have it. All you have to do is follow this 4-step program. First, watch this video. Second, work 1 day on the Sheriff's Work Program. And third, pay the cost of this program. And fourth, keep your record clean for 3 months. Your actions could have become a real nightmare for you, affecting you for years to come. You've been given a break. Finish this program, and it will be as if this never happened. I hope you've learned a good lesson. Good luck to each of you in the future.